Bayern Munich and Oliver Kahn are still in the race and in the talks for getting Erling Haaland at Bayern Munich in the summer. Let's get right into it. Welcome back to Talking Bayern, the one-stop shop for Bayern Munich content on YouTube. And today, this will be an interesting video, a topic I really haven't gotten into yet, and obviously a topic I'm sure many people want to hear about. Erling Haaland and whether or not he can still end up at Bayern Munich. I know this has been talked about for basically the last 2 years now. Pretty much ever since he's gone to Dortmund, there's been rumors of him coming to Bayern Munich. So obviously a very, very hotly debated topic. A lot of fans are separated. Do you want him? Do you want to dish out all that kind of money for a player like Erling Haaland? Some do, some don't. Obviously, it goes against our transfer values and basically just kind of how we run transfers altogether. Obviously, going out that much for a player like that is something we never really do. It's hard because you want to go for those, lower transfer players that are like cheaper and probably better options in the long term financially. But if going out for a player like Erling Haaland is a surefire thing, if we can land him, he will be one of the best players in the world for the next at least 10 years. So there's really so much incentive and so much reason to go all in on a player like this. But it seems like the fees for landing this player are going up and up and up. It doesn't seem like they're ever ending now. And the package that's being rumored now is upwards of 300 million euros, which is absolutely insane. And I don't think Bayern Munich are willing to do that. I know they really want Kahn, but there's no way. There's just zero chance we pay that much for it. I remember when it was more rumored about like 100 mil. The buyout clause isn't the problem. It's how many fees, agent fees and Mino Raio's greed, and I guess Erling Haaland, how much he wants as well. So he very well could be the most paid player in the world after this deal is done, which, I mean, he is the second highest valued player in the world right now. So it's not, crazy to imagine that, but he's just such a good young player. There are concerns about his injuries. Obviously, he's got hip problems. It seems like he keeps on getting injured. With a player that big, that tall, that runs at that speed, you're going to crash and bang. You're going to get yourself hurt. That's just, the nature of it, unfortunately. Obviously, he's still a strong player. I don't, think that he can necessarily be deemed as fragile yet, but definitely there are some concerns about injuries. If you're asking for my opinion, I don't think we should go all in of that much, just because I know if we go all in and let's say we spent 300 million euros, we would never sign a player for the next 10 years ever again, because think of how much we rarely spend in the first place. If we spent that much, I just know we would never spend money again. I do think it would take us to the next level. I know we're already one of the best in Europe, but I think it would solidify us as a top club in Europe for the next 10 years at least. And I know that loss against Villarreal is shaking up our image a bit. I think there's no really debate in that. I know it's just one loss, but that elimination has done some damage to the brand, and I think we need to take ourselves back to the next step again. We need to get back in the semifinals after being out of the semifinals for 2 straight Champions Leagues. I think it's really disappointing to see. So I think we're going to look at a big summer. I'm being optimistic. I want to see a big summer from Bayern Munich. I just don't see us making the big spends. Last summer, obviously, we struck out getting Upamecano and Sabitzer. Obviously, those were 2 players have not worked out for us so far. So it's going to be, we're going to need to hit a home run. Obviously, Erling Haaland is that home run. But in the end, I think, it's going to come down to Man City and Real Madrid. Those are the 2 favorites right now. We're probably third in that race. But it's going to come down to who has the money. So there's not many names. There's not many teams out there that have the money to get a player like Erling Haaland or get Erling Haaland. And it seems like Man City or Real Madrid are the 2 teams that are willing to dish out that sort of money. So, if the rumored fee is kind of what we're expecting at 300 million euros, which is absolutely crazy, a team like Man City would be the team that's willing to dish that out. I don't really think there's any other teams willing to dish that out. So, it sounds like Haaland wants to go to Man City too. So if they can land him, great. If a club can afford to spend 300 million euros on one player, that just shows kind of the landscape of the sport right now. And only really an oil club's going to be able to make that sort of purchase. So nothing we can really do. If they have to spend 300 million euros to land him, I'm not going to be upset that we didn't get him due to just the craziness, honestly, of that amount. But obviously there is such a big economic impact he would have by bringing a talent like that to the club. So in the end, I'm thinking it's kind of like 50-50 chance he ends up at Man City now. Definitely Real Madrid is second in that race, but I don't think Bayern Munich are going to do it. I know we're still in the race, but the amount of money we're talking about, I just don't see it happening. It's no secret that Oliver Kahn wants him at this point, but definitely the amount we're looking at is the amount that Bayern Munich are not willing to spend. hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and a comment. I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, mia sa mia.